a time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there, and we gotta lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 271 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
And we're just two guys drinking some beers, talking what's going on. I went and cut my sound all the way out. That was a little crazy. My mistake. But anyway, just drinking some beers, talking what's going on. Fortunately, I missed last week. Well, we missed last week because of me. I had a bunch of crap go down, had some local landslides, literal landslides. So
It
anyway,
happens. Life happens.
A lot of shit went down. First of all, quick follow-ups, dude. Remember we were talking about Bob Menendez, the senator?
Yes, I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, he was the one who had like gold bars in his suit pockets hanging up in his closet, right?
Yeah, this is his second. It was his second case. They finally got him on it. So
Yeah, well, yeah, he just got sentenced to like 11 years, right?
yeah,
And apparently he's on Trump's side saying that, he's just being persecuted too. And I'm like, no. You had gold bars that were serialized from a bank heist that had happened,
right.
Even if you're gonna say it wasn't a bribe, like, well, how'd you get your hands on this gold that's been missing for 5 years,
Well, he put it all in his wife's name. Tried to make her take the blame for it.
He did. Who was that? Oh, was it the super mayor that did the said she oh no, I think it was Fannie Willis that said she paid back in cash.
Yeah, Fannie Willis.
Yeah, I keep 50 grand laying around the house. Like, what the fuck? We keep it under the mattress because that's what black people do. And I'm like, I know a lot of black folk, and none
They
of them
don't do
keep
that.
50 grand under their mattress.
No.
They would all say, "What are you fucking stupid? You waiting for that shit to burn up?" Anyway, the super mayor got into a brawl.
Yep.
Did you see the video?
No.
Oh, dude, it is fucking great. She loses a shoe and someone ripped her weave out.
Oh no.
Yeah, she jumped into a fight because of her boyfriend or whatever. It was hilarious. Yeah, her boyfriend started a fight because someone called her like a stupid bitch. Oh, this video of it is terrific. Tiffany Henyard. I just for fun, Brian, you might want to watch that after the show.
All right.
Uh, okay, so all of a sudden this fire's not an issue. Is it out?
Yeah, the fire's completely out. These
Okay.
are people from the Red Cross shelter that were in the convention center. But the convention center what needs to be being used for convention center stuff. So they're trying to they booted them all out of there so they could start filming different things in there again.
Okay. California doesn't have places to take people in emergencies.
I guess not. I mean, you would think they could go the illegal immigrant route or whatever we're calling them these days, and
Maybe that's the problem is all these places are full with these migrants and there's nowhere to put the people's
yeah,
houses burned down. Ugh. Yeah, then you get kicked out so they can make a movie.
right, or
Yeah,
a
that
TV
sucks.
show or a game show,
Or the news crew to come in and film your burned down property. Thanks, douche. Um, anyway, apparently the cleanup of the fire that's going on out there is a real issue because of all the electrical vehicles.
Yeah.
Um,
We talked
these
about how bad these batteries are back in the day when I owned a hybrid.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a hybrid, but yeah, just you have to understand that battery is just as dangerous as gasoline. Uh, Especially when you've had a fire come through and then guys coming through with hoses spraying water everywhere. And it may not be common or super common, but it's common enough that one of these guys is going to burst into flames and take out everything near it, you know? Anyway, uh, we got nailed in this last Arctic blast. That's what they're calling it these days.
Yeah, that's
Arctic
the new
blast.
name they came up with for it.
Yeah, we used to call them cold snaps, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like Sam Adams actually has a beer called Cold Snap.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good too, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, anyway, apparently this winter in January alone, the month of January, has had this part of West Virginia or West Virginia in general has not seen this much snow since 2006. So that's always kind of cool. Like my first
Yeah.
winter here is one they get nailed in January. Dude, we
I mean,
had
this was the
snow.
first. It was over 1,000 days in this area since our last snow. So,
Oof. Yeah, so it was probably when I was probably living there last time it
Mm-hmm.
snowed in Virginia, in
Mm-hmm.
Hampton, huh?
very likely.
What's hilarious is I've moved twice since then.
Yep.
But yeah, I mentioned the rock slides. The wife got stuck behind a rock slide, and if you click on that article,
Uh-huh.
the picture in the the photographs or whatever, the one with the tree that's down in the road, the wife took that picture and put it up on the Webster Springs Facebook page, and it got used in a local newspaper.
With the
But yeah,
UPS truck.
yeah, I think the next one over is you can see the truck where there's like a tree down in the road, just slid down the side of a mountain with the rocks and the rest of the earth. But yeah,
Yep.
that fell right in front of her. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be home late." Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna take a while. Crazy thing is they got it cleared out in like an hour. Like it's such a common thing, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Crazy.
I'm only bringing this up because this some West Virginia native from Charleston, Sierra Farrell, won 4 Grammys
Uh-huh.
in country. I'm not a particularly big country fan, but shows some pride in the state, you know.
Well, didn't who best country album was won by what's her
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
That is some bullshit. Like
Have you
I'm not
listened
a
to any of
huge
the
country
music?
fan.
It
When
it
they're like,
that's horrible. It ain't even
thank
close to being country.
oh, it's terrible. And it was supposed to be a cover of Jolene by Dolly Parton, but it's like the opposite of the song Jolene. Jolene's about her being worried about this other woman, Jolene, taking her man away. Yeah, that her music's terrible. Her country music was terrible.
So that
Everyone
just
said
tells
there was
me that it's rigged just like everything else in Hollywood.
just like the NFL.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would have. I don't particularly give a shit about any of these award things, and nobody
The
else does
numbers
either
are way
anymore.
down on this. It's down like 10% year after year after year. They
Yeah,
people
nobody
just
cares
ain't tuning
anymore.
into it anymore. It's a
I will
waste
say
of
this:
time and money and effort, you know.
a lot of money. I'm gonna say this has a lot to do with the fact that people aren't buying CDs or records or anything anymore.
Yeah.
It when you have an actual collection of something, it means something else than finding it on Spotify. You know what I mean? Uh, that's just my theory. But the Democrats in West Virginia came out and protested Trump. Uh, and
In
about a
West
hundred
Virginia.
people showed up at the capital of West Virginia.
That many? Wow.
Yeah, about 100 people, which is funny because like 10 years ago, West Virginia voted Democrat. Uh,
Yep, that's embarrassing.
well, that this is the yeah, it is. But that's the thing is the Dems have gone so far left, dude. It's if
Hmm.
they don't do something very soon, uh, this system may fracture in such a way that a third party rises up and takes place, like the Whigs were overrun by the Republicans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like no one is on board with what they're doing or saying right now,
No.
and they're pushing it harder and harder. But what's going on in the eastern side over there in Virginia?
Uh, we got vape shops are under attack for thefts. People are spray painting the security camera, then breaking into them and stealing shit out of them.
What the hell are they stealing?
I
Like
guess.
supplies or the
Yeah.
cash?
The I think supplies.
I mean, I guess there's money in it if you can turn around and sell the stuff for half price.
Mm.
It's still 100%, or it's a infinite amount of gain, right?
Yeah, and then we had this Hampton man who was charged after he rammed the state troopers on the highway. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
how you're
read.
ever gonna how you ever think that's a good idea, ramming the police.
Well, did you see the whole thing? Not only did he ram the cops, multiple troopers on 264. This was after they had deployed spike strips and flattened his tires.
Dang.
They eventually had to like box him in and bring him to a stop physically. They're like, dude, you're going to jail forever.
Yes. They're gonna lock it up and throw away the key.
Yeah, well, they're gonna find 1,000 things to charge you with at that point.
Hmm.
I mean, you're attacking the cops with a deadly weapon. You're fleeing the scene of an accident. You know what I mean? There's 1,000 things you can add on top of whatever he was getting pulled over for in the first place. What up, Guapo?
What's up, guys? They're like, yeah, you forgot to put on your seatbelt. That's 5 years too.
Yeah,
It's like, what?
yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, you're going away. And you just pulled over and apologized. You
Mm.
might have gone, hey, slow down a little bit, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So, I heard kind of about this, but why he was running? Like he would commit a major crime or just dumbass?
I think you're a
I did
dumbass.
think he was just a dummy. I'm not sure if he was trying to get a like he knew he had warrants or something.
Oh my
I didn't see
god!
anything in particular about that. It just what I
Probably he
read, he
probably if
just
he got
took off.
arrested, mops mass would be like 6 months or something, and now he
Yep.
had up years.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, maybe as little as a hey, slow down a little bit, or use your
Yeah,
signal next time, you know? Well, yeah. Now you're boned. And you wrecked your car, and insurance ain't gonna cover shit if you wreck your car fighting
I
with the
don't think he had to
cops, you
worry
know?
about for the next 20 years. How about that?
Yeah, right. Uh, okay, so this sailor, we talked about this thing when it happened.
Yes, we did. Uh-huh.
All right, I was pretty sure. I wasn't sure if
Yep.
or
There
not.
was a small boat training exercise up on the York River outside of the weapons station. I guess the person that fell off the boat was on the bow, and the second class did an unsafe maneuver, and then he lied about it to NCIS and the safety
Yeah.
people and all that. So,
Yeah, well, dude, dude died.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
He got hit by the
And
propeller of the boat.
yeah, exactly. And he lied and tried to cover up his involvement, make it look like something else happened.
Yeah.
His name was just released. I don't really care what it is because I didn't recognize the
He
name.
was a second class. The person that died was a third class. So,
Well, second class, man. That's E5 for anyone who doesn't isn't
yeah.
familiar. It's about halfway up the chain of command. It goes up to 9. Uh, E5 was like where you started to get into more paperwork than actual work, but you were still the one who was called up to come do the ones that required the most talent and expertise.
Hmm.
Which is I loved that part of the job was like I got to do all the fun, most exciting stuff when it came to ship repair. But then like I'd send home, the third classes and the firemen, and I'd be at my fucking desk for 4 hours filing all the paperwork for the work that got done today, then prepping for tomorrow's work day. And you're like,
Yeah.
if I screw up the paperwork, I'm gonna get in more trouble than if I make a mistake on the job site and someone gets injured, you know? Geez, I can't imagine doing something that someone gets injured, then lying about it. Because like I said, just like I said, like the paperwork is what's gonna get you in more trouble. Had he just been like, I made a mistake,
Right.
that could have just been like, oh, shit happens, unfortunately, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you went and fudged the paperwork, and now you're boned.
Yep.
Just like like when I spent time in the brig on the ship, I If I had just been honest with what had happened, Skipper would have let me get back to work and told me to keep it in my pants. But I lied to him, and I got put on bread and water for 3 days for lying to the CO. Huh?
Yep.
Unfortunately, not everyone learns that honesty is the right way to go, even if you fuck up.
Right.
Until you actually do fuck up.
Yeah, I remember one time I show up late for my duty day on the boat, and chief asked me like, "Hey, what happened to you? Why you late?" You know, I could have come out with any excuse, and I like no excuse. I just late. You know, I
Yeah,
just
I just fucked up.
I fucked up. I take my punisher, whatever you want to give me. Like, okay. The next guy next to me is like he lied. Like you could tell he was bullshitting and stuff. It's like, all right, you come back later on. Ray, you just get a watch, extra watch. Okay. The other guy had to do a
Mm.
lot of cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're gonna go
And
field day this P-way. You know?
all
Yeah.
day long, 12 hours. Well, I had to do like 4-hour watches, and I could just chill throughout the day. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So
Funny
I
you
just
say
relieved somebody was supposed to have watch. I relieved that person, and I just do his watch. And all right.
well, it especially works out if you're in a situation where one person a week has to stand 2 watches
Yeah.
and everyone else gets one. It's like, okay, the person who fucked up gets the extra watch, right?
Yeah, I fucked up. I got the extra watch while the other guy got clean all day. Just punishment, you know.
Hey,
Just
actually,
being
check
around.
this out, dude. I managed to affect policy on the Carl Vinson to the point where I didn't have to stand watch on duty rotation.
Mm.
That's almost as impressive as me
Yeah.
when I affected policy Navy
Oh
wide.
yeah, yeah. Yours was Navy wide.
They've
Yeah,
since gotten rid of the Sober Liberty Buddy program.
yeah. Thanks.
Now that we are not in anymore.
Well, I was duty fire marshal, and they put me on a sound and security patrol watch. So I'm on my watch, and I hear a fire called away, and I'm like, why didn't I get that over my radio before I heard it over the
Mm.
bells? First of all, right? Uh, so I started doing what I'm supposed to do as a watchman, in the situation of a fire.
uh,
Goes all the way at the chain of command, gets to this huge giant jumble fuck to the point the skipper came to talk to me. And he's like, "You were a fire marshal. You were supposed to do this job." I was like, "Yes, sir," but I was on watch. He's like, "I don't care what's going on." I was like, "Sir, watch takes precedent over everything every single time." And he's like, "Excellent point." And from that point on, if you were duty fire marshal, you did not
you
have to
were not
stand watch because you
allowed to
had to
again.
be able to respond to a fire or a casualty. And I was like, "Cool." Unfortunately, we had to have an actual fire happen on board.
Right. Yeah.
I'm surprised it took something like that to like nobody ever thought about it. Like, hey, why is this person still on watch? You're supposed
Because
to be
people
able.
probably broke proper procedure to do what was seemed like the best thing to do.
Mm.
But like, obviously, the fire marshal and the guy on watch are doing different things in a fire, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So a fire marshal never shows up. Like, okay, that's not good.
Mm.
And again, it was the whole do the paperwork wrong thing. I knew if I went and handled it like a fire marshal, if anything did go wrong, I would have gotten a ton of trouble for not standing watch. And
Right.
you know how much trouble you get in for fucking up your watch,
Oh yeah. Definitely.
like extra duty days and stuff. Ugh. All right. Massachusetts
Mm.
keeps showing up in my news feed.
Oh yeah.
A judge just released, and it's outraged the locals. But a judge, not even a judge, the DA released this illegal migrant up in town that raped an 11-year-old.
Damn.
What
It was
is
a
Trump
whole
calling them now? I know the name's been changed again.
calling what?
The illegals. If they're not
Ill,
undocumented anymore, they're illegal again.
Oh yeah.
oh, whatever. You, okay, no people are illegal. Okay, fine. They're not illegal migrants. They're criminal migrants because it was a crime to do it. How's that?
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I think the Democrats would rather hear illegal alien than criminal alien, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So, Brian, bring us into this first intro topic here because I just
You didn't think
mentioned it
no,
in
but you didn't
passing.
even care about this topic. But
Then you had a
I
passion for straws.
lived this topic back in the day at the Green Turtle when the paper straws were all the rage, and they were saying that they were going to save the turtles, being that the name of their restaurant bar was the Green Turtle,
Yeah.
and you
Mm.
go in there to watch football games, basketball games, and different games, sporting events on TV. So you're in there for hours.
Yeah, it
One
is a
paper
sports bar after
straw
all.
will not last you for the whole game. You're going to use
What are you
multiple.
drinking? You drink beer out of straw?
No, well, this is when sometimes I have sodas once in a while,
Oh, okay.
or
Brian likes rum and
What?
coke too.
yeah. But, so they would come to the table and literally give you a handful of straws, knowing full well that you were going to need more than one during the thing. Well, after
And
like a
each of
year of
those,
these things, they
and each one of those
finally realized
individually
how much
wrapped.
money they were wasting on them. Instead of giving you one plastic straw, they were giving you 20 paper straws that
Oh yeah,
even the Green Turtle got rid of them.
and I mean all those paper straws are wrapped in a plastic uh sleeve to keep them clean. So
I,
okay, yeah, the hard straw's not gonna go through a turtle's nose, but you're still throwing plastic into the environment,
I don't think these were in plastic. I think they were wrapped, and I don't even think they
like a
were
paper
wrapped at
thing.
all.
Ew. I actually have a handful of straws that I reuse. Like I bought some nice straws for a couple bucks.
Like metal straws.
Yeah, I have a couple metal ones. I have some latex ones that are like you can roll up and put in this little pouch and put it on your keychain.
Hmm.
Um, Convenience. I don't have to worry about a straw or whatever. I don't have to worry about any of this garbage. It costs a couple dollars for a handful of really nice straws,
Right.
and they're easy to wash. Why doesn't something like Green Turtle do something like that? Go with like stainless steel straws and just collect them back like the silverware.
Well, like I was saying, Trump's getting rid of a Biden executive order, but I mean, the president doesn't have the authority to force businesses to switch straws. That's not one of his jobs.
Yeah, the
Probably for
president
the
can't ban plastic straws in restaurants.
Yeah.
probably for the entire all the government buildings that are instead of forcing paper straw, you can just use plastic now.
Yep.
I think that's what.
I I still like the idea of a reusable straw, but that's
But
just
that
me.
means that means you have to rely on somebody else to clean it.
What do you mean?
Like
Like at a restaurant?
yeah,
You
like
bring
you
your
put it,
But yeah,
own.
but you're trusting them to clean the plate, the silverware, and the drink or the cup you're using too.
and you could tell right on spot. Like okay, the silverware is dirty, the plate is dirty, the straw. Good luck with that.
Well, the straw should be in the washing machine like anything else. I'm sure they have a dishwasher, you know.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the
all right.
latest undocumented illegal criminal migrant.
All right, so who's the senator who called for end to the Federal Reserve?
That was I guess Trump is talking about eliminating the income tax, and I heard over the radio the Senator Manny, I think his name, was
Mike
putting
Lee.
okay, yeah, he was putting like a paperwork for eliminated, but that I heard it was recently, but that the one that cited article was since like 6 months ago. But right now, I bet you as soon as you they'll go through the internal revenue and everything else. Yeah, they're probably going to be justifiable enough. Because what was the purpose of the creation of the Federal Reserve?
It is the bank that produces the currency that the United States
Yeah, but
uses.
what was the purpose they used it back in 1913? But they say they're
Because
going
the United because it was becoming too cumbersome to carry coins in your pocket.
no, the creation of the Federal Reserve was eliminate inflation.
Well, that was one thing that was brought up,
Mm.
yes. But the
How does that work?
The United States and the states can only make coins made of gold or silver. They cannot make paper currency, but a private bank can.
But yeah, so that's
Not,
why.
but sorry, not frustrated you guys, just in general. People get so heated and frustrated and they call each other such terrible names over stuff they have no idea what they're talking about. You know
The
what I
what?
mean? Just in general.
Mm.
Like these people are all pissed off about Doge. And it's like Obama invented the thing. He called it DIS. But it didn't offend you until Trump decided to do something with it.
And Elon Musk volunteered to help out.
Oh, that yeah. He wasn't elected. What's he doing in office? He
No,
wasn't
there's
elected. It's like,
people that
Obama was all about the czars.
yeah, I mean, dude,
He's the one that really popularized it.
the term.
yeah, that was yeah. You're right. And I remember specifically talking about because I didn't like calling them czars. Uh, I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with the history of the term, but it goes all the way back to Caesar.
I know it went back to
Yeah.
Russia.
Well, the
No,
Russians
it's
called
Russia.
it the
The version
TNS,
for Caesar. Caesar is.
but it still goes back to Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Caesar means like king, basically, in a way.
well, Julius Caesar, the first emperor.
Yeah, yeah, but that
They all
term
called
just
themselves
became
Caesar
synonymous.
after him too.
Yeah, just synonymous with king.
But like the Secretary of State isn't elected either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say it takes an act of Congress. It's like kind of this
No,
is
it
an
doesn't.
official whatever, but like it would take Congress to approve the payment to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is donating his time to do this. He's not taking a
Mhm.
paycheck.
Just like President Trump is.
Yeah. So like there goes that a whole bunch. There are a bunch of holes in these arguments, real quick.
I
All
think
right, sorry.
I think Elon's doing this for the fun of it. We'll get to that in a minute. But first
We
we got to
will.
get the Waffle House.
Well, doggy,
Everybody's
this
all
would piss me
freaking
off.
out about the 50-cent surcharge on the eggs that they just put in place.
Per egg.
Per egg, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
not
God.
not 50-cent surcharge for eggs.
No, per egg.
Yeah, I used to get like 3 eggs scrambled with peppers and onions in it.
Well, that's an
Uh,
extra 150, extra $1.50.
yeah, well, yeah. Then you get it. What is it? Scattered is when they cover it with hash browns.
Oh God. Mm.
Yeah, the scattered, smothered, and covered, right?
There you go.
Mm.
But the
I don't know,
funny
man.
thing
I
is
miss
that
me
the
some
steak
Waffle
price
House
thing is not affecting the organic eggs as much as it's affecting the cheap
commercial.
eggs.
Well, that makes perfect sense because
They killed off
if
all the mass-produced caged chickens.
the caged chickens, if one bird gets the bird flu, it spreads it to all the other birds.
Mm.
But in the farmers, the individual you and me organic guy who's bringing 12 dozen eggs to market, I may lose my birds to bird flu, but that doesn't mean you do.
I felt
Yeah.
really important this morning when I cracked 5 eggs for my
You're rich.
scrambled eggs.
So, yeah, feeling like a rich motherfucker.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's right.
Liquid
I
gold,
was
bitches.
royalty.
Chickens crap this stuff out.
Fucking Brian's cooking over there with his apron, his top hat. And stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. What the worst part is he wears the top hat, the apron, but nothing else.
Oh my God.
You know, it's great having the birds though, isn't it? Like you have no idea what to do with all these eggs. You're giving them to charity, right?
Yep. For the most part, yep.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, the price that eggs are going for, dude, you should figure out how many eggs you've been giving to them.
And
See
put
if
it
you
out,
can't
write
get
it
a
off.
receipt and write it off.
Yeah.
Be like, shit, if they're going for $7 or $9 a dozen, like, what, doggy? Like, yeah, you're bringing what, 2 dozen eggs a week?
You know,
yeah, probably.
funny
We're getting
how they
5 a
freak-
day now, so
How they're
yeah.
freaking out about 50 cents for per egg, but they didn't say shit about $1.50 a gallon of gas extra, you know. And that's you use
Well,
you use them more than anything.
yes,
everything.
that was slower than just adding a surcharge, though.
No, that
Hey,
shit
it's
was
funny. What's funny is the left, I keep seeing their memes like, oh, look at the price of eggs. I thought he was going to fix this. Like, dude, it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were saying that like 4 days in, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's been nothing yet.
Yeah.
Give things a moment. And he can't control the bird flu. And don't forget, Biden had millions of chickens culled to try to stop the spread of bird flu.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Brian said, the organic eggs are still staying more affordable, and the problem people have with organic is they don't understand that you can eat things from nature. Like they're so used to the crap being processed. Like, have you guys heard about the woman who had a friend over asking her why she had a lemon tree in her front yard?
Yeah. No,
No.
she was buying lemons. Like, why you buying lemons? You got lemon tree in front
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
house.
that's right. It's
And
just
she's
why
like,
you
"Oh, I
have.
thought you could eat those." Well, I can
Yeah,
see
exactly.
her perspective because, like you were saying, some apples are not designed to be eaten. You have to like man-made to the whatever flavor sweetness you want.
Yeah, well, okay, you can eat any apple out there. You wouldn't want to eat a crab apple. That's for sure. They're
Hmm.
terrible. They're super bitter and tart.
And I could give her that thought of mine. Like, hey, this is probably not what you buy from the grocery to eat. This is just
Well,
nature.
I've known plenty of people that didn't know you could actually eat the apples off of trees, and that didn't know you could eat the chickens' eggs and stuff.
Where do they
Like,
think these things come from?
The
well, no, they knew they thought there was a process that happened to it.
Yeah,
They just assumed that it's different when they get it from the store. So that when you offer them an egg that came out of the chicken in your backyard, they look at you funny, like it's gross.
dude. Like right
And you're like,
now,
where do you think the other egg came from?
I had to relearn again not to buy big avocados. I buy the little ones, and I saw a big one from Dominican Republic, something like that. All right, cool. No, it doesn't taste the same.
Leave it to the El Salvadorians and eat his guacamole.
Hell yeah, dude, I like that shit. I'm not guacamole, but I eat a slices avocado with, you know,
El
with breakfast.
Salvador, man. They are going to be in our story today too.
Yep,
Oh
yep,
yeah,
they're on the
dude.
list.
The Holy Trinity of America now.
Oh my
Argentina, Salvador,
goodness.
America.
El Salvador's murder rate is low in the
Is
United States right now.
isn't it like
Yeah,
zero?
Not
two,
zero, but
two.
it's less than
This
one per
crime is always going to
100,000.
happen. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's less than one per 100,000, which is
Hmm.
crazy.
There's a lot of tourism going on over there, so they're racking
Yeah,
up
dude,
money.
they're making a ton of money. El Salvador, what 12 years ago, the whole place was a giant gang where like
Yeah,
people were murdered every day, and now they're a thriving metropolis.
dude, you can walk over
But
there, dude, and you if you get away from the city, you walk in the country, dude. You can just grab a rock and toss rocks to a mango tree, eat a mango right off the street, dude.
mm, dude, I have apple trees in my front yard,
Yeah,
four of them,
damn, different kind or the same one.
different apples.
Okay,
I got one for making pies, Granny Smith. There's
Granny
a
Smith.
red delicious, a golden delicious, and uh geez, I can see the color of the apple. It's like red with a little bit of yellow down to green.
Are they producing?
Three of them are obviously not right now.
No, not right now, but
Yeah, three of them are. One doesn't look very healthy.
in the fall.
Mm,
Yeah, but yeah, we got fruit last year, this past fall.
mm.
Girls loved it.
You should make some apple cider. Learn how to do some.
That takes a lot
I
of
want to,
apples.
I want to make apple jack, but I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Mm.
I really meant to do it in Massachusetts, just never got around to doing it. But
It was probably
um,
illegal there too.
Not for self consumption.
um, I'm not. But yeah, see, I found out that's not true. Actually, to make
Mm.
your own booze, even for
I'm,
self consumption, it's just nobody bothers enforcing the law if you're just making yourself
mm,
wine or
yeah,
cider. You know what I mean?
I make a kind of like a cider out of pineapple skin.
Oh, there you go. I bet that's
Yeah, with the,
super sweet.
yeah, just all you do is take the shell out of the pineapple.
Uh, It's funny. I just ate a bunch of pineapples too.
So to keep the skin of the shell of the pineapple, put in a container with water and sugar. Just let it ferment at the back of the refrigerator, dude, like
Oh,
2 3 weeks.
make wine out of it.
It tastes like it doesn't get you drunk, but it's something
Well, you let it sit a little bit longer, and
There's no sugar in it. You probably if you put some sugar in it, have
well,
something ferment.
Yeah, put sugar
he
on it.
said add sugar. Yeah, just
Ah,
add more
okay. So
sugar
it
and
should ferment then.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, add more sugar, and then it'll just become more and more pure. Then you pull the rind out and keep well, that'll get you your wine anyway. Then you want to make your shine out of that, dude. You go ahead and distill that.
You know what? I'm gonna try honey next time. See what happens.
Okay.
Raw honey,
Honey instead of
sugar.
cane sugar.
Yeah.
That's a neat idea. It's a
Mhm.
different
Just
mm,
just to see what happens. Experiment.
yeah. That's a
So
really good idea. Let me know how that goes.
so Elon is taking the government by storm, and with the aid of President Trump. And his biggest thing he's been hitting on right lately is USAID.
Hmm.
Yes, which everyone wants to call USAID, but because like, oh, that makes it sound like it's like foreign aid. That's not what it is. It's the what is it? The Agency for International Development.
Yeah,
If it was aid as in like helping people, there'd be an E at the end of the word, right?
right.
See, this is the problem, people. We've become so fucking lazy with our autocorrect and misspelling and everything else that no, people don't know the difference between acquired immunodeficiency and help.
Well,
You know,
these people thought they were about they've gotten so important in their own heads that they didn't think they were part of the government anymore. They thought they were own separate entity and didn't have to report to the executive branch. So
spending our
when
money in
so
ridiculous ways.
and that too, and so when Elon's team showed up there, they tried to not let him in the building. Even after the executive orders went out saying don't spend any more money, they were still looking for ways to circumvent the system and get payments out to people. And it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
And I mean, Trump fired person in charge of U.S. aid and and it should have been this way from the get go because it's a department that falls under the Secretary of State. So now Marco Rubio is in charge of USAID.
Yeah, I love it how people saying that he just like declared himself the head. It's like, nope, he was. And he's actually been just as involved as Elon in trying to get to the bottom of what the hell's going on over there. Um, they found out that USAID was paying thousands and thousands of dollars a month in subscription
The
fees.
Politico Pro.
Yeah, to be like, oh, a $3,000 a month subscription service. And there were like nine of them being paid to the Politico. And why do you have $1,000 a month, a $9,000 a month option for your subscription fee? Like, what are you getting that everyone else isn't getting if you're going to pay 10 grand a month?
I don't
Should,
nothing. I
unless
mean,
it's to control what's being put on the news.
exactly. The USAID had turned into a big slush fund for the
Mm.
Dems to be able to throw money wherever they wanted to and nobody question it. I
Well,
mean,
that's the crazy thing is
they're
because,
finding all kinds of things that we were sending money overseas for the most ridiculous things, you know.
oh, teaching pottery classes in Morocco.
What
I'm
about
pretty,
the drag shows in Mongolia?
yes, and gender studies in Pakistan.
So some mystery in Iraq.
Mm, wow. The, the best part is I heard immediately people were coming out and saying stuff like, oh, they weren't funding and supporting Politico. And then the next day it comes out that Politico failed to make payroll. And it's like,
Right.
oh, so the government pulled the plug on all the money they're giving you. You can't pay everyone who's
Their payroll's
taking it.
only $20,000.
Yeah. Oh my
1,000.
goodness. What?
No, so what is that? How many people? Like $1,000 a month per person? Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Thousand bucks a month? If you're
no,
working
no, no.
for a
Per
minute.
person, like $20,000 a month. Who's they?
Oh,
This subscription.
oh, you mean that's just coming from those subscription
Yeah,
fees? I
but
don't know.
they missed payroll right after those
This
payments stopped.
Yeah,
damn.
right after the government stops paying all of these subscription fees, real making you realize that no one else is buying this garbage, but it's
Yeah,
going out as the source to trust in the when you go online looking for news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I bet you by the end of this, at the end of the month of the year, Northern Virginia is gonna be completely different. All this government employees are gonna be
Well,
leaving.
people in DC are freaking out right now
Yeah, they're gonna be selling their
because
house.
they had job security for the longest time, you know, and
Yeah, I'm sorry. The
And the guys
government should be a job security though.
and the guys right around CIA headquarters out there in Langley.
Mm,
That's Loudoun County, I believe.
yeah, Line County is gonna be red. Watch it.
Mhm. All right. Well, this
and
was
then
as of a couple
another
days
thing they
ago.
got rid of was DEI. And
Yes,
they've
and
already Doge announced that it's already saved $1 billion in savings by canceling 104 different federal DEI contracts.
Well, yeah. Did you see how like some of these places were trying to hide that these
Yeah,
guys were like, oh, they're not a DEI manager anymore. Now they're a senior vice president of whatever.
right.
It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well,
Uh,
my question is, why didn't Trump do this? DI has been around for a long time. Why didn't Trump do this in his first term? All these programs were in place then.
um,
They weren't as pronounced and they weren't like as advertised as highly, but they did
I
exist.
think, I think that's exactly what it was, Brian. I think Trump expected to get into the office of the presidency and he treated like anyone else who's had that office, but because he wasn't part of the mono-party machine that has become the United States government,
Mm-hmm.
he was an outsider who wasn't just going to toe the line to go along to get along. That they threw everything at him to try to ruin him. I mean, look at what they did to the man, and look what they're still doing to him. The guy breathes, and they're saying he shouldn't be breathing. You know?
Yeah, air is bad for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't eat at McDonald's because it's bad for you.
Well, I think that's what happened was he realized that he's not going to be able to do his job the way it's supposed to get done as president. So he needs to say fuck it and ram everything through very quickly. This is
Yeah,
insane how much stuff he's gotten done in a couple
he's going
weeks.
scorched earth this time around.
That's
Oh, you,
exactly what he's doing, and it feels. I want to make a comparison here to William Tecumseh Sherman of the Civil War. This feels like Sherman's march to the sea. He's just going to burn down all the houses and farmland all the way to the ocean.
Atlanta,
Just
all Atlanta.
destroy it all and start it all over again.
Hmm.
And I didn't expect him to go this hard.
Oh, this
I'm
quick.
not complaining.
Well, you think what he did with the X, Twitter, when he took over.
Oh,
Well,
Musk.
yeah, Elon Musk proved that most of those people there were not needed to make Twitter profitable and function. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
what he
that's why
fired
he
like
got rid of
60%,
80% of the people.
80.
It was
he did
high.
right at 90 US, 80 on the X Twitter, 80%, kept 20% of staff. And right now, USA they hire like fire like 90% of the
Well,
staff.
they're all on hold. The federal judge has blocked the paid leave right now, so everybody still has a job.
I don't understand that. Dude offered,
Unions, the unions are involved now. All these people that work for
See,
the federal government are unionized.
this
yeah,
is
but
not.
you're allowed to quit your job, aren't you?
The buyouts can go through,
Hmm.
and like 40,000 people have taken the buyouts, but the
Yeah.
other people they want to get rid of,
Oh, just
the
fire.
fire, that's all been
Well,
put on
how about
hold.
this? Because he was
Well,
given
that's
the
why he offered the buyout.
Yeah, and
so
40,000 people took them. A lot of those people that took them were eligible for retirement anyway. So,
Well, okay, that sucks. If I was 6 months to retirement, fuck you, I'm sticking it out to retirement. But like,
but they'll still get their retirement if they take the buyout
well,
because it's a 401k system. It's not like a pension anymore. They're putting money into the 401k type deal.
that's a good point. You can cash in at a certain age, not so many years of paying into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so if I was close to that and I was offered 8 months of pay for doing absolutely nothing, I'd
Mhm.
take it. Go take a nice long vacation, maybe get another job along the way, and
Well,
had
yeah,
double dip.
exactly. It was I always wanted to do whatever. I always wanted to take this podcast seriously. Hey, they're gonna pay me for 8 months when I can actually just dedicate my time to getting this show running. Uh, I would do that, assuming that if you're in one of these federal jobs and you don't intend to do it for the rest of your life, you're supposed to be like a stepping stone. Like, oh, this is a good opportunity to say I have 8 months, I'm getting paid. I can go try to get that private sector job that's going to pay 3 times as much.
Mhm.
Or hey, now I'm going to go work on that podcast that I wanted to do. I get paid for 8 months.
Yep.
If that doesn't work out, I'll go get a job at a local police department.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think the
I,
best way to get around this judge, like, well, he's not supposed to fire them. Like, he can still pay them to September, and they're like, hey, I never need you at work. Go work from home and send some mediocre program he can work on, or nothing.
mm,
You're not firing them. He's just on long term vacation.
no,
Not 90 days. Like, hey, look, they're
when it
not.
comes to FBI, what you do with the guys that don't want to quit, that you're
Mhm.
having trouble firing, in, instead of doing the just go home, don't worry about it, we're gonna pay you anyway. Say, no,
No, I'm
no,
talking
no.
about
Fuck that.
US
You no longer
USID,
work in the office in Los Angeles. You're now working trying to
Alaska.
stop fentanyl coming across the border from Canada and northern Maine, where
Yeah.
it's 25 degrees below zero
North
half the
Dakota. Put
year.
him in North Dakota.
Yeah, it's miserable and disgusting, and you're working as a foot soldier instead of a guy pushing papers. Like, the president can do that with his staff, right?
Yeah. You're not fired.
And if I'm not allowed to fire you, I'm at least gonna have you go there and stop fentanyl from coming across the border.
And all this
Mhm.
is happening before Cash Patel's even the head of the FBI.
What's that?
This is all
Before
happening before Cash Patel's even in the FBI. Wait until he gets there and starts cleaning up the FBI.
Yeah, see, that's the issue I have in general, though, is like you guys keep saying, you can't just fire government employees,
No, you can't. No.
yeah, but they're fighting
and I
it.
don't like that.
Why not? Let's do like why you had to this is the thing I'm
You should be able
upset
to
about.
fire people.
Yeah. No, you're in the service, you're serving the people. You're not it's not a mandatory job for you, you know.
Yeah, I just don't like they like, oh, you need whatever reason to fire. It's like, yes, I understand you need some kind of reason, but what if it's I don't need this job to be performed anymore?
Yeah. Then
Oh,
like
that takes
well what else
Congress.
what else do you have to get perform, you know? Like this like people they only focus on one thing to go like, oh, I want to be this degree, you know, like okay, what if that degree doesn't work? What else other skills you got, you know? You should diversify your skill sets, you know.
Well, like for example, I am a journeyman welder in 3 different processes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a master carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
I have an associate's degree, not just a certificate of trade school in automotive repair.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what you said, though. And I know my way around an electric circuit and AC because of automotive.
Yeah.
Just like you said, it's like know how to do different stuff.
Yeah, don't rely on one skill set because
But do you
you
have
never
big balls?
employee of the
I've got
month.
big balls. He's got big balls, but she's got the biggest balls of them all.
The big they've been saying that name all day long, and they made a freaking meme about it. Dodge, the Dougie with employee of the month, big balls.
Well, the funny thing is, the guy's name's actually Big Balls, right?
He's LLC.
Okay, the name of the company's Big Balls. And what are they
Yeah.
doing?
Well, actually, the way they set it up, these things they got like the engineers. Even Elon Musk announced at the end of the spectrum, so they can sit in 20 hours in the front of the computer, you know, just doing like going through numbers. So they're
Oh, are
not.
these the guys that the left are complaining about that he's got like 20-year-olds
Yes.
working there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
First of
That's
all, one of these 20-year-olds that AOC was talking about
mm-hmm.
fucking deciphered an ancient Greek scroll that we've been working on for like
It's a
200
Roman
years.
scroll from the Herculean.
Okay, I'm
Is
sorry. Like this is something that's been a mystery to us for centuries. And this guy's like, "Yeah, I got it."
yeah, no,
Oh,
they put it out there like, hey, this is gonna be they put the information out there. Whoever can decipher it, he's like, yeah, let me do
yeah.
that. Boom, he deciphered it.
Yeah, and it's because he's an AI genius and managed to combine a bunch of different AI to
Hmm.
do whatever it is that he needed to do. That basically spent
Yeah,
600 years studying something that
Right.
would have taken us 600 years. He did in like 2 hours.
yeah.
That's
I guess I don't know
Uh,
how long it took him, but yeah,
but the funny thing is, they're saying, "Oh, you got 20-year-olds doing this stuff, and they're the most brilliant people apparently on the planet." But at the same time, the Democrats are saying 16-year-olds should vote.
Right.
no shit. And
It's
they
like,
complain, and they're like, "Oh, how will you feel if you're somebody who's 19-year-old firing a 30-year-old veteran to like get been in the office?" Like, well, have you been to the military? When you're like 30 years in, you have to call a 24-year-old sir. You know,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So,
Especially, I was 22 when I signed up.
mhm.
Uh, well, when I went to boot, I turned 22 4 days into boot camp.
God damn,
Well, I signed up a
you still
little
in
late.
your Smurfs?
Oh, I love my Smurfs, dude.
No,
They
that was
don't.
the first week, like before they give you a uniform. You still work
Yeah.
at.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was still in Smurfs on my 22nd birthday.
And for those that know, it's like a blue hoodie with the blue sweats. It says United States Navy, and that's all
They
they owe
they
you.
don't uh they don't do that anymore. There's no more Smurf suit.
Oh, what?
I
Onesie?
know,
Is it
right,
like a
dude?
onesie?
The
Is it like a
way
onesie,
things are
basically?
going, I don't know what they're doing now. I know I love my Smurf suit. I still
No,
have one.
that's my sick uniform, dude. My blue hoodie. Just sit at home and shit. United
Oh
States
yeah.
Navy with my little vapor up.
All right. What were we talking about? We're
Oh,
moving on to
big balls,
We're
and
moving on to
your
Trump.
underwear.
yeah,
So Trump
General
is
Millie.
yep,
Yeah.
General Milley has lost his security detail and his clearance immediately. And here's what I found most interesting is he may actually get demoted.
Yeah,
Okay.
after retirement or whatever, like
Yes.
for his pay.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
The telling China they're gonna give
Saying
it a
he's going to tell
call.
China if we invaded.
Oh, we sell a missile or something.
Well, he told China that if we were going to invade, he would tell them in advance. And it's like, what? What?
Yeah, he said it's for undermining the chain of command during President Trump's first term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've actually taken down his second portrait in the Pentagon.
Uh,
Uh, well, we
it's
knew
almost.
we knew this wasn't right when it went down the first time.
Mhm.
Like this guy was. You can't
You know
have
how
one of
much
the
pay
leaders.
this 4-star general is going to lose when he loses a star? How much money he's losing?
Oh,
Luckily, he's
I'm
not
gonna
going to
guess.
jail.
I'm gonna guess
He's
fifty
lucky he's not
thousand
going to
dollars a
jail.
year.
Okay.
How much?
I don't know. I'm just
Oh, I thought you had it in front of
that's
you.
probably a good guess. I don't know for sure. I mean,
Yeah, that's just a guess. A 4-star
Yeah.
general. I mean, that's the biggest you can get unless we're actually at war,
right.
and there can only be one 5-star general.
And there
Fucking
hasn't been
demote him
one
to
for
all the
a
way
few
to
years.
E1. I would demote
By
him to
the
all the way to
way,
E1.
separate thing, but it came up today when I was talking to a friend at my daughter's birthday party. Which, by the way, I keep meaning to invite her on the show. She keeps
Your
up on all the
daughter?
stuff, huh?
You're gonna invite your daughter on the show?
No, no, no. Friend, wife
Oh,
of a dude that my wife used to work with in the Air Force. Um, we need to reintegrate the Air Force back into the Army because we're not allowed to have a standing Air Force.
hello.
Uh, it's not constitutional.
Huh.
Constitution says we will have a standing Navy and we may have an Army. Does not say we have to have an Army. It says we may. Doesn't say anything about an Air Force
What about
or
Space Force?
or a Space Force. So you need to roll the Air Force back into the Army, which they've already doing this joint base crap, and
Oh,
just
I know. It's all
call
over Hampton Roads. We got all kinds of joint bases.
yes, and turn the Space Force into what the Coast Guard used to be, like a paramilitary militia type thing,
Department of Department of Transportation.
Homeland Security or something. Yeah,
No, it was the part of the transportation, something like that. The Coast Guard.
yeah, because they were keeping the tradeways
They
open.
still are,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
except in a time of war. That's why I don't understand why the Coast Guard flag flies with right upside all the other branches of the service flag because they're not a
it should
branch of the
only
military.
probably because they train. But yeah, it should only fly in wartime because that's when they're actually being used as warships. But people give the U.S. Navy the credit for the pirate hunting. The Coast Guard does most of that and drug smuggling stuff. All right.
So
Well,
Donald
this
Trump
one's
has
huge.
well, this is something we talked about this when Biden did it to Trump 4 years ago.
Yes. Yes.
Biden set all kinds of precedences that Trump is just following through on now. He has
I brought this
revoked
up.
Joe
Mhm.
Biden's security clearance. So he will
I
no
brought
longer
this up.
get any daily intelligence briefings or anything like that, which is fine because Joe Biden doesn't really need them.
No.
He's 80 years old and he barely knows where he's at most of the time these days.
Well, it's funny because my godmother gave sent me a message. Can you believe he did this? Like, what a that's just to be spiteful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just sent her back the article of Joe Biden doing the same thing.
What'd she say?
And she's like, well, I didn't realize he did that. I'm like,
Yeah,
fascinating how when your guy did it, you didn't even know it happened. And now you were ready to call people Nazis because the other guy did it.
yeah,
She I keep hoping she'll see it and realize maybe I should look at everything and ask questions, but she's never gonna. When she sees something's wrong, she'll admit it's wrong, but she's never gonna say, "Hey, I've been lied to about everything," you know?
right, yeah.
Even though, I mean, geez, they're getting exposed, especially through this Doge.
Oh yeah,
Trump's approval rating is the highest it's been. Joe Biden left office with the lowest recorded approval rating ever.
yeah.
Oh, jeez Louise.
So
And
even the Debs are so desperate that again they're trying to bring out whistleblower allegations against Cash Patel at the last minute.
what are they accusing him of now? I mean, yes, sexual abuse. It's always
Uh,
sexual abuse, isn't it? Now, here's the question. Were they drunk, underage, or roofied? Depending on how bad they want to make this guy look.
it has to deal with hostages
Oh.
from uh, uh,
A hostage situation is what they're bringing up. Well, why Cash Patel shouldn't be.
Patel broke protocol when he allegedly leaked the information about the transfer that happened was to happen between Yemen and the U.S. before they were released in the U.S. custody, potentially jeopardizing the deal.
I don't know enough about this. If that's what
Yeah.
happened, then that is a problem. Problem is, I have a real issue with what the Democrats have been accusing people of lately. I
Yeah,
mean,
we just cry wolf all the time. They're gonna believe you.
yeah, this is something I keep bringing up with my now 5 year. Well, she'll be 5 on Wednesday. We did her birthday today.
Mm.
Um, she screams and cries like she broke her femur if she dropped her cupcake. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And we keep telling her like we're not we're not we're not coming running every time now
Right.
because you probably just dropped your stuffed animal off the top bunk of the bed. Like, and just heads up when you actually do get hurt, no one's gonna come running to help you right away because we're gonna assume that you just dropped your stuffy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the Dems are doing. Everything's the end of the world, the end of the democracy. Uh, and it's like, dude, the world hasn't ended yet. More people voted Trump. It's it's the Dems are a joke thing.
yeah.
And the people that are still hardcore on board don't give a fuck about what's actually happening in front of them. But yeah, let's see what's going on.
That was in March of 2024 on Joe Pack's podcast. He asked you, the Capitol Police in that fake January 6th committee, they didn't tell the truth, did they? Patel, no, not just them, many others. And lying under oath is a federal offense and they should be investigated for it. Do you believe that about the police officers?
That's a general statement and a mischaracterization of what I said. I encourage you to read the rest of the interview. This is why snippets of information are often misleading and detrimental to this committee's advice.
Sheep fake.
If you consent, I would love to have 5 hours of questions and then I could read the whole transcripts.
You've got 2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes.
You know what though? That's what we've been hearing from the Dems for years, and I don't know what's going on with the Republican Party. Is this a flash in the pan? Just this MAGA thing's going to happen then go away, or is this a reformation in the Republican
It's
Party?
too soon to tell.
Yeah, because a lot of they still have a whole bunch of these never Trumper guys in government that are Republican.
There's every year there's fewer, but they're
Yeah.
still there.
I like the reformation if that's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And not even that I think Trump's making all the right decisions, but I like that he's saying this is all fucked up. This isn't the way any of this is supposed to work.
Right.
Dude, why are we spending money on this garbage? You know, throw it in the trash and give. Oh my god! we're gonna complain about the tap water in Flint, Michigan.
but not do anything about it.
But yeah, we're spending more money to pottery classes in Morocco, and I'm pretty sure the Moroccans know more about pottery.
They should. Didn't they invent it?
Maybe not invented, but they were one of the first cultures on the planet to do it. Yeah, the Egyptians might have been first. I'm not sure.
The Mesopotamians, probably.
Mesopotamians, maybe.
Hmm. That's where you
That's
get
an ancient.
the first emperor or king, whatever it was.
The first
Sargon of
civilization.
Akkad. Yeah, Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
You got Akkad, the first emperor. Sargon.
Oh my God, dude. The wife wanted to watch more of this Oak Island stuff.
And
I've never watched it.
Well, that's fine. She's been watching the show, but she wants to watch the extras. So she picked up like an add-on streaming service to the History Channel thing.
Uh-huh.
The History Channel Vault. Oh my God, dude, there is so much good stuff in there. Dude, I watched just about the American Revolution, this series, and the first 2 episodes were about the Boston area alone.
Huh.
Like, here's what happened just here. And now here's what happened in Philadelphia at the same time. You know, I was like, holy, and it's all in color reenacted. It's fucking amazing. Now she's frustrated because every time she comes in the room, if she wasn't there with me to start earlier, I'm watching some weird shit on the History Channel. She's like, how many times are you gonna watch something about the Roman Empire? I was like, I don't know. It lasted like a long
I
time.
finally watched the second Gladiators.
I have
how
not.
was it?
It's on Paramount Plus. It's
It's free
not
now?
great. It's okay. It's not great.
Is
It
it?
doesn't live up to the hype.
I don't have to pay
There
per view
was no
for it
hype.
anymore.
No, it's on Paramount Plus.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't a buy it too.
No.
Isn't Denzel in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay. I may have dozed off a couple of times during it, but
geez.
you know,
I'm still gonna have to watch it if I'm already paying subscription fee anyway. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I waited for it to show up in Paramount Plus. You know, I'm paying for it every month. You know, might as well watch movies on it too.
Exactly, and I think on Paramount I need to watch. There's a new season of School Spirit.
I haven't watched that yet. I watched every other show on there, so I guess I'll watch that next.
It's a weird show about like this girl who died in school, and she's a ghost. But there's like other ghosts from the last like 100 years. Very weird, but I got kind of invested in the first season, so like, well, let's see where it goes. You know.
I watched Landman, so
I have watched the first 3 episodes. Haven't been keeping up. I'm going to.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yes, I decided
Billy
I wanted
Bob
to
Thornton's
watch.
really good in it.
Yeah, he's perfect for the role.
Oh, when he explains to her how the windmill, why the windmill is next to the oil derrick.
Right.
Oh my God. And she's like, oh, look, the green energy's driving out oil. He's like, are you kidding me? That's just to power the oil well to get the oil out of the ground.
What do you think that windmill's made out of? Petroleum product.
Yeah, the thing's made of oil. It's lubricated with oil. The electric wiring is coated in oil.
So I don't know if you saw a posted video about how petroleum jelly came about.
No.
And I guess this guy, he used to sell like well oil. Petroleum took over, so he didn't know what to do. So he goes to Pennsylvania. We're doing a lot of oil drilling and stuff. And he saw like on top of the oil fields, there was a little like a gelatin type of deal forming up, and all the guys and the construction put in the cuts and wounds. So he took that, he refined it, and then he came out with petroleum jelly.
Vaseline, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are also freaking out that Trump's ultimatum to federal workers return to office or be terminated.
So hold on. They complained about getting fired, but they don't want to come back to work.
Well since COVID,
they've been working from
2020. They've been working from home, and some of these people's homes is on the West Coast, even though they're getting paid for DC.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
They're living in Wyoming. They're living in Montana. They're living in Utah.
Nobody's staying out there, you know.
I'm not necessarily opposed to remote work.
Yeah, but if
as long as
but
the
not
job is getting
necessarily federal government remote work. You can't be
yeah,
opposed to it. Your wife gets paid for remote work.
not even that. If you're getting the
depends
work
on the job.
done, well, yeah, it
Most of
depends
these
on the.
people ain't doing shit with their remote work.
That's the
They've
thing. They
got
have like,
keyboard clickers, they work like an hour or two a day, but their keyboards are clicking away automatically. It's not long term. It's not productive enough
Mhm.
well, that's the
for the
key
most
is
part.
the work getting done.
Mhm.
If the work's getting done, I don't care. If you're using an excuse to
But we're
not
paying
work,
millions of dollars for office space in DC that
that's
nobody is in.
yeah, that's an issue. But like you said, the wife's working remote. She's a data analyst. They send her numbers. She crunches the numbers and sends them back, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, they hire her for the purpose. They agree to it. That's
yeah.
different, you
They
know.
did.
That
That's
was
yeah. So
yeah.
they know she is no longer in the Boston area, and they are
Yeah,
fine with it.
and this is,
Not
you
even
know what?
that. She was working from on the computer from her home in Pembroke
Right.
Yeah,
in
but
Boston.
you know what? This is a private entity. Is not is a government employee.
Yeah. No, no. She's
So
private company.
they can do
Yeah,
whatever
but
the fuck they want.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that. I don't have an
Yeah.
issue with that at all.
Yeah, they can do whatever
maybe
they.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, when you go work for the government, we want to know you're there, not somebody else fucking around with your computer. Your computer, you know. Or you,
Yeah, you
what if you
don't.
work with sensitive stuff and they
Yeah, or
complain
you're
about
making your own servers in your bathroom like Hillary Clinton.
yeah. And when they want your cell phones and stuff like that, you just smash it with a hammer.
Exactly.
And Trump's trying to get rid of other people in the FBI, and these people are forcibly resisted his firings.
Good.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. How do you forcibly resist getting fired? Like someone got physically violent?
I guess they. Well, you hear about this lady from I forgot what USID was it? Like they had to
Maybe.
score her out. Like you're not supposed to be here. Get out. They score
Mm.
her out. She was all butthurt about it. I guess that's what they're talking
I
about.
just think that, like we've said earlier in the show, that he is moving so fast and doing so much that it's catching everybody off guard.
Well, the
Good.
Democrats haven't had a chance to shit their pants yet.
Yeah.
Well, they have
Oh,
on the View.
oh, they the shit. They haven't
Mhm.
time to wipe it for the next fucking round.
Yeah, no, exactly. They get ready to freak out about one thing, and then seven other things have already happened. They're like, "What?"
Yeah. I
Dude,
mean, it's
Trump could
just
just
like,
go.
I think this is our first show since he's been the president.
Yeah.
We had one.
Okay.
Well, right after the inauguration,
Yeah, but now the shit's really hitting the fan.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
And he brought up these tariffs. He was trying to, said there was going to be tariffs against China, Canada, and Mexico. Canada and Mexico almost instantly caved to most
yeah.
of his demands, and that's what the
Well, that's what
tariffs were put in place for. The threat of tariffs not even put in place, but the threat of them was
the big
just to
ask.
to to get shit done. It
Yeah,
was
the
a
big
business
ask.
move.
He
Yeah.
said, If do these things, or we're gonna throw a tariff on you." And like we won't do it. And then, oh my goodness, all of a sudden they are protecting the border, and
And
all
Trudeau got so freaked out about it, he resigned.
and is next in line.
Oh, I didn't
Oh
realize his
yeah.
next in
Yeah,
line
that's
resigned
right.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this economy advisor like resigned. Like I don't want to deal with
What's
this.
gonna happen to the government of Canada?
Probably gonna go Dutch pretty soon too.
Like,
Because what's the
why do
name of
we
the
let them
pier?
be a country?
Mhm.
Why do we let Canada be a country?
We don't. England does.
It- Canada wouldn't survive if it wasn't for American commerce.
No, we'll let it be.
True.
Like we need somebody to sell stuff to.
Exactly.
There's,
But I
there's
mean,
like
Canada's got a lot more to lose in the tariff deal than we do.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 300,000 people in Canada. I'm pretty sure as many people live in Massachusetts.
Oh yeah. Probably in the Boston area alone.
Let's not complicate things. Let's not get in bed with them.
You don't want
It's
them to
gonna
be
make
the 51st state?
nah. I
No,
don't want
oh
commu-
no, we would have to split them into 4 or 5 states. And you know what? Tell you
Dude,
how
you
we do. We go to Quebec and we say, "Hey, Quebec, you guys want to be an independent nation?
Go for it.
Help us march over these guys. You guys can go speak French and think you're better than everyone else.
They do. They
I
already
know, and
do.
I know, but you could be your own independent nation, and then we're gonna have 4 or 5 more states."
dude, it's like your best friend. You don't have sex with your best friend. You just let it be, because it's just gonna complicate things. We barely can manage our own government. We're going through this shit right now. Imagine added another fucking 54 states. Nah, I'm good.
I'm about to kick you in the balls, Guapo.
Why?
Maybe that's why your marriage didn't work out. It's because your best friend.
Well, dude,
And
let
he's
me
like,
tell no, no. Let me tell you a
oh.
story. My kids asked me that, Dad, are you my friend? Well, son, you want me to be your friend or you want me to be your dad? I cannot be both.
You can be friendly, but your friends help you get away with shit.
Yeah, but your dad doesn't. You know.
uh, anyway, what's up with these Episcopalians, dude?
This is all stemmed from the inauguration day. Oh no, this one is about they have a big migrant company from that they feed and house the migrants and they get paid by the federal government.
Through USAID.
Yes. So since the illegal aliens ain't coming anymore, I heard today on a show that there was 300 people legally crossed the border this month in Texas. 300.
How do they know?
I don't know.
Because they're
Like,
communicating with them.
I'm just saying, 300
It
people
was a
cross the border.
reporter. He said he knew where to look for him. So,
So at least 300 then.
yeah. That's compared to what Biden was letting in.
Oh, yeah, thousands.
But yeah, so this organization of the Episcopalian Church gets paid by the federal government to feed, house, and take care of people in the country illegally. Now that they're not here, all those people are going to have to be laid off, and the contracts are going to go away.
So
They're in money. They're in business to make money on the illegals.
You know who? Remember the bishop that scolded Trump at the beginning?
Yeah.
She was getting million out of UAID, and she lived in a mansion in DC area.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was fucking funneling money in. So
yeah,
it's just it's crazy, dude. All these fucking people, dude, getting money.
Getting paid. All these people getting paid.
And that's what they're freaking out about. Left or
All these
right.
people are going to lose their jobs. It's like, but that's all money that doesn't need to be spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we barely can manage this one country. What make you think we're gonna manage Canada now?
What is there to manage in Canada?
Woods,
The
fire,
ice roads.
Logging and oil mining.
Ice roads.
Some crab fishing.
They could have managed them. No, fuck that. Don't touch it. It's like
well, you take it because of the oil.
Yeah,
and
but
just leave it remote and barren until the rest of the world runs out of oil, just like we're doing with Alaska.
Once again, there's rumors that Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book could get released by
Trump.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm still waiting for. I know he signed the executive order to release all the files on the assassinations. I'll believe that when I see it too.
Yep. This is why I was saying, what's going on in the Republican Party? Is it a reformation or is it a flare up?
I think we're
Only
trying.
time will tell.
Yeah, this is a
too
big
soon
change
to tell.
for the party.
The Toto's in a wheelchair now, so that's a big fucking hurdle.
Well, that story's in here someplace. So we get to it.
Maduro?
Yeah.
The McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, McConnell.
He fell down the stairs again.
82 years old, fell down the stairs. That sucks.
Dude, Trump is the same age too.
Well, Trump's a little bit more spry.
I guess
so
it's a hell of
everybody
a drug.
freaked out again when President Trump came and said he wanted to move all the people out of Gaza, tear it down, and build up a beautiful resort.
I think he just talking shit to piss off us really to like clean that shit up.
That's what it sounds like, honestly.
Clean this shit up, or we're gonna go over there and clean it. You know,
But for real, if he turned the whole area into like this giant exotic resort,
nobody would like the states in that
well,
area.
no, think about it, man. Like, have you been to the Mediterranean?
It's
Nah,
beautiful.
nope.
It's
All of,
oh my god, it's gorgeous, and the
mm.
food's amazing.
No, with the grenades going off left and right in
Well,
Gaza.
that's why you have to
Well,
clean
if
everyone
the
up first.
Palestinians aren't there, it won't be a big deal.
Mm.
If Hamas is gone, it won't be a big deal.
Did you see Netanyahu's face when Trump said that?
Yeah, he
No.
was suspected. I think he just did it
No,
to.
he was like, "Holy shit, you're just gonna take it over?"
Yeah, you better get the shits together, or we're gonna take over. You don't want the United States next to you.
Well,
Israel would.
You saw Netanyahu's face instead of being happy, like, oh shit.
I think no, it wasn't. I'm concerned. It was more about holy shit. If I said I was going to take over Gaza, the entire
The
world would
shit, yeah,
invade Israel.
shitstorm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Trump is going to do another first.
Oh,
He's going to be the first sitting president to actually go to the Super Bowl.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't care honestly. And this actually, did you hear there's a call from Republicans and right wingers and libertarians to boycott the Super Bowl
Why? Because Trump's going.
Not for the
because
woke
they're
shit they've
playing the
been doing.
Black National Anthem.
They're going to play it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
even after they got rid of end racism on the end zones.
what's funny is after they took end racism out of the end zone, they played the Black National Anthem, the same game.
Okay.
That's what caused the uproar. Not gonna work. Your average football fan
Is going to
is
watch
gonna
the
watch
stupid game. I
football.
don't care about either team, but I'm still going to watch it because I got money bet in football pools on it. So,
I honestly don't care. What the Chiefs are playing against
and the
what
Eagles.
the Eagles. I almost said Jets. Oh, the Eagles are right up the road from me, aren't they? Oh, this could be riots in Philadelphia tomorrow, no matter what happens, huh?
Yep.
They're like
And
Boston when they win or lose. No matter what, you riot and flip cars over, right?
right. And Trump's cleaning house at the Kennedy Center in
Hey,
D.C.
the Kennedys, it's in DC. Okay. For some
Yes, it
reason,
is
when
in
I heard Kennedy
D.C.
Center, I was thinking Cape Canaveral
No, this
launching.
is in D.C. This is
What's the one?
it's an arts thing. It's a theater.
What's the one down in Florida where they launched
Cape
the?
Canaveral.
Yeah, Cape Canaveral, but it's a Kennedy something, isn't it? The space.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Maybe it's the Kennedy
NASA.
Space Center.
This is all artsy fartsy people. And he's
Okay.
fired the boards and made himself the chairman.
Can he do that?
Yeah.
All right. Why do we have this artsy fartsy stuff? Is that just because we have to like save culture?
Probably.
All right. Well, I don't necessarily disagree, but politics follows culture, and you let a lot of this culture crap get ridiculous, where boys can be girls and girls can be boys. Shit gets
Yeah.
weird real fast, you know.
Right.
And hey, grow up however you want to grow up. And if you don't take the firefighter argument in terms of who's gonna come save me,
That's something we don't have in here at all in any of these things is the whole transgender thing. We don't have a single article about that.
it's because this DEI crap got shut down.
Yeah, but he also put a ban on minority transgender gendered care.
Well, yeah, and he said if you are a college that lets men compete in women's sports, you're not going to get federal funding anymore, too.
Right, and the NCAA came out and said they are not going to let the transgender women, the transgender men swim in the women's competitions anymore.
So he won by simply saying, "We'll take your money away."
Yeah, money talks.
Yeah, and exactly. And the bullshit is walking, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But what is going on with the Democrat Party, dude? Like
They're whining and
they're in
crying.
shambles.
I mean, Tim Walz came out and said that losing the presidential is pure hell. And he admits that the Dems are fatigued. Well,
No,
another problem with the Democratic Party is they've relied on Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer for too long. They've got no young people rising up to the leadership levels of the Democrat Party unless you think David Hogg is your savior.
oh my God. I don't understand what's going on here. These hippy dippy dudes that told me you can manifest things, I'm starting to believe them because Doge,
Uh
like for real, I'm pretty sure we memed Doge into existence.
huh. The
Like,
Dogecoin.
do you know how much money I made on Dogecoin once Doge became a real thing?
I don't know.
Oh my God, people just started buying it because it's hilarious.
They're not even connected to each other.
Not at all.
One's an acronym.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I was like, if they make Doge, people are gonna buy it. I know it, so I bought the coins. And then David Hogg, we talked about this, like, oh, he might run for chair, and like,
He
yeah,
did. He got elected the
yeah, we were like,
vice chair.
and we were like, yes, you should do that. We are terrified of David Hogg, and then he gets elected. And it's like we're memeing this shit into existence, dude. Like, I swear to God, COVID, there
And
was
apparently the DNC's got all kinds of weird rules in place where it's got to be a transgender or a woman or a minority as one of their chairs, you know?
oh, he's a rich white dude.
Oh, yeah. He ain't none of those things.
Yeah, he's a rich white dude from a rich white and New England community that went to Harvard.
So can you be a attorney general or a DA if you don't have a security clearance?
No security clearance at all? Probably not, because
Trump stripped a whole bunch of this article says antagonists. Letitia James lost her clearance, and so did Alvin Bragg.
Good.
yeah, I'm not surprised by that, especially Alvin Bragg.
This state, they're not federal now.
Well, he won't be able to access any federal secret documents anymore.
We brought this shit up though. It's like these guys are starting a fight they don't want to get into, they don't want to deal with.
We warned them from the get-go. If they would have been listening to the show, they would have known.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is if there was just another normal Republican in office, they would have just rolled over like the Republicans always do.
Yep.
But Trump has an ego.
Good.
And you took a shit on his forehead. You held him down and shit on his forehead.
If they would have done all this stuff they did to him in the last 4 years, half this stuff wouldn't be happening right now.
I agree 100%.
He may not even be elected president. Their campaign, their vendetta against him, I think, made him more popular than he was, 4 years ago.
He got more votes, percentage-wise, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he had a weaker candidate, Kamala Harris she never got one single vote in a primary to be the presidential nominee for the Democrat Party.
Correct.
She was anointed the position.
If the Dems aren't going to take a step back and readjust the position, what are they going to do? Are they going to run Harris again in 4 years?
No, she's talking about running for governor of California.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I don't know if she really wants that job. It's like a real job. It's not like vice president or senator, You actually got to manage shit and do shit in California as a governor.
She wanted to be the president, or really?
She didn't want to be the president. She just wanted the title.
I guess.
Yeah, well, it kind of got thrown on her, too.
Joe Biden threw her.
She wanted to be the first black president, a female president of the United States. She wanted to crash the black ceiling, the glass ceiling.
Yeah, well, the people on the Democrat Party that are running in New York for mayor,
Oh
are
yeah,
now all pro cop
they
and
have to
not.
be.
Well, didn't weren't they huge defund the police
Oh
just a couple
yeah.
of years ago? And this is the issue is these folks will swing wildly depending on what they think will get them elected,
So the
and they'll
current mayor
stand
is
by
not
it.
running for re-election
I don't know. Maybe she hasn't done a great job.
in New York.
Hochul, right?
No,
No, that's the governor,
Adams.
Oh, Adams. Oh
Eric
no,
Adams, the one that's
no,
got all the federal charges against
yeah,
him.
he's probably going to prison.
I bet he get. I don't think he's going to prison. I think he will
Probably
get a
not, but
pardon.
people are going to run against him. They're going to primary him.
Okay, well, he's going to get pardoned by somebody. I don't know who has the authority to do that, but he'll
It
get
would be
one.
Trump because he's being looked at for federal stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Trump would pardon him too.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on, but as soon as he said, "Hey, these illegal migrants are an issue,"
Oh yeah, all the shit. The shit hit the fan then for him.
all of a sudden, he's getting everything thrown at him.
You know, we had to
Uh,
get this to the government of Texas. What's his name? Rolling Thunder.
no idea what you're talking about.
The governor of Texas, when he started busting all the migrants to New York
Greg
City.
Abbott.
Yeah, he was busting all the immigrants to New York and Chicago.
Martha's
Yeah,
Vineyard.
Yeah, Martha's.
yeah,
No, that was
Martha's Vineyard. That was
Florida.
DeSantis.
That was
Yeah,
DeSantis.
but you know what? This is like it just snowball all this shit, dude. People start realizing like, holy shit, this shit is real.
Well, that was the problem. Was you had these people in New York and Massachusetts saying, "Let him in. There's tons of room,"
Yeah,
and the
as soon
people
as
on
they
the
get to the
border
But
in Texas
that,
are
yeah,
like,
but they weren't anywhere near the border. They weren't expecting people to be, and even when Biden became president, he started flying them there too. You know, he started sending them
"Yes,
all around the countryside in the middle of the night. Nobody knew where they were
yes,"
going.
on secret flights. Ah, but yeah, all of a sudden, a handful of what was it less than 40? I think it was 12, right? Migrants showed
Yeah,
up in Martha's Vineyard,
shut the whole thing down.
and all the rich people were like, "No, no, no, no,
Not in
no."
my backyard.
Yep,
I know we had
and
that
that
as a show title when that happened.
NIMBY, I think, was the title.
Yeah.
Exactly, not in my backyard. They're allowed in the country, just not in my neighborhood. So, do you have any idea how much these Martha's Vineyards properties cost?
Well, Obama's got one.
Yeah, Oprah has one. uh, yeah, they don't want their property value to be taken down by a whole bunch of people that can't speak the language. And pardon me, but the economy is difficult in Martha's Vineyard because it's not a huge community. It's a tiny little island off the coast of Cape Cod.
Right.
So it's not like you can just go open up a gas station because there's already 4 gas stations on the
And
island, you
that's
know?
all it can support.
Exactly. There's only so much gardening and so many people need to pick your grapes on the vineyard.
But those people can't even afford to live on the island. They have to take the ferry across every day.
That's the best part, exactly. It's the people that actually do the service jobs in Martha's Vineyard take a ferry to work to and from every day.
And it's not a short
It,
ferry either.
it's short enough, but yeah, it's far enough that something could happen, I suppose. More than 10 minutes. I don't know. You ever been to Martha's Vineyard?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. I couldn't afford the fucking ferry ticket.
God damn.
Yeah. And well, I lived on the South Shore of Massachusetts about 50 minutes, maybe an hour and 20 minutes from the tip of Cape Cod if I made it a straight drive.
Hmm.
Uh Getting paid something like $42 an hour to weld.
Mm.
And I couldn't afford to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Damn.
And I know I'm not it sounds like I'm saying, "Oh, I got $42 an hour. I got paid." But that was what it cost to survive in the South Shore of Massachusetts. You know what I
Right.
mean? Which is why it's awesome. The wife's collecting a fucking Boston paycheck, salary, and we're in West Virginia. Oh, she's bringing home 6 figures, and we're living in a place that my disability pays the mortgage. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of investments. Here in the next 10 years, Brian, you're going to see me buy a lot of property.
Okay.
Well, property is finite. So its value can only go up. What's this Mar-a-Lago? I don't care about this Mar-a-Lago thing.
All right.
If you know what's happening, tell me about it. That's cool. But
Well,
like,
a Democrat
I have nothing.
wants the documents that they're saying can't be released to be released. So it's still a smear campaign against Trump.
Is this with over his the rate of his place in
Yeah.
Florida?
Yeah.
I remember he made that two documents and stuff like that, and they released one, and they told him not to release the other one.
It's all Jack Smith and Jack Smith's vendetta. So
Speaking of something completely off topic, just want to bring it up because it popped into my head. But some CIA documents have been found that saying the CIA believed it was lab leak with COVID.
oh yeah.
Like that's the accepted theory now. It's the whole. It was so obvious, but you called me a Nazi.
Right.
Well, we have the repeat offender on once again. We
Yep.
have to teach him how to set up the auto change function on his phone. So when his phone's sideways, it turns.
Well,
into,
we're the only ones that can see him. We're not showing this. We're not streaming. So.
I thought you put this out on YouTube.
Yeah, but only audio only.
Oh, we got to come up with a cool graphic or something to be there then.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, let's build a run.
He's still driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, just finish
Yeah, we
work,
gotta
Glenn.
teach you how to. There's a little button for auto rotate. When you turn your phone sideways, it turns into landscape versus portrait mode.
Come on, man, I'm on the other end of the world.
Oh, that's why you
You still got the same button.
I'm supposed to be upside down, aren't I?
There, that's better.
I'm trying to find it just for you.
No, you're
Just
good
for
now.
Jeffrey.
You're good.
I'm good now. I was there before. Anyway, I'm back. How's things been anyway, lads?
Busy.
Yeah. Trying to keep up with the news. Trump keeps changing every 5 minutes.
Oh, mate, there's some bloody things going on with Doge and that.
Yeah.
He's already spoke about it.
That's been pretty much all we talked about is Doge on the show.
I think it's the tip of the iceberg. Wait until he gets through all these other departments.
I'm waiting for him to get to the Pentagon.
They're doing another audit of the Pentagon.
Oh yeah, it's never been done before, so it'll be the first.
Yeah, it has.
No, they never. I don't think it has.
No, they haven't audited the Federal Reserve.
No, they've never audited the Pentagon. Rumsfeld wanted an audit of the Pentagon right before 9/11, and that never happened.
I could have sworn we do these every couple of years. I could have
No,
sworn seven in a row they failed.
They never get.
Let me check.
Like I swear we keep doing these and saying, "Where's all this money going?" Like I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking.
Okay, so you're right. The Pentagon has never passed an audit.
Never passed.
It's been audited though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times.
3 times. Okay.
Pete Hegg says, I watched an interview with him the other day. He reckons within 3 years, they'll have the Pentagon back within budget.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's a big call, isn't it?
If he's still around in 3 years. They're going to be gunning for him the whole time he's the Secretary of Defense.
Oh. Well, look at Christy Nome. She went back to bloody North Carolina the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She took the head of FEMA back up there with her.
She went, well, she was also in, she went down to New Orleans before the Super Bowl, too, to check things out.
For the freaking, for the
Super Bowl.
No, because of the accident that happened, terrorist attack.
Yeah, and the fact that President Trump's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm glad they're in the middle of the mess.
So,
Well, where are we?
well, the New York Democrats, New York State Democrats, are trying to stall the election on Stefanik's House seat. They're trying to keep it vacant for months. They're trying to keep it as vacant as long as possible they can, even violating New York state law to do so. Because
See,
there's a law in place that says that the election has to be scheduled within a certain amount of time, and they're trying to go past that point of time.
this is what the Democrat like rules for you, not for me. Because they complain about Trump doing this executive order stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he shouldn't be doing this. He didn't like Trump. Never got. I mean, Musk was never elected and shit like that. But yeah, now that fuck them, let have election and. Who's Stefani? Was the senator or no?
No,
Congress?
she's governor. Senators are appointed. A
Yes.
senator gets appointed. The House of Representatives has to do a
No, but
special
New
election
York.
in New York. So
Yeah.
Hochul would be the one scheduling the election.
For who's for the? I mean, who's
It
that
was, and it
Stefani?
was a Long Island seat. So
Who's
it's
that
a
Stefani?
she's now in the Trump administration.
She's a Republican, a Democrat. I mean, he
She
was
was
a
Republican.
She was a congressman for that area.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay. They just don't want another. I think they want to keep
They're
it vacant.
trying to keep the
See the bacon one less vote.
yeah, one less Republican vote because the majority is so small as it is in the House of Representatives. It's like corralling cats to get everybody to agree to something, and that's what
But
they
isn't
have to do.
Isn't she from a safe Republican
Yes,
district?
she is, and that's why the Dems in New York State are trying to delay the election of a new person.
Well, what confuses the crap out of me is Waters, Maxine Waters, the one that said get in the face of Trump supporters, tell them they're not welcome.
Department of Education. I'm surprised she knew where it was at.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Her grammar is terrible. But yeah, tried to storm the Department of Education with a bunch of people, and they were blocked by security.
She
And
said,
they were
"We
saying,
pay you. We're members of Congress. Let us in."
bitch,
We
you work for the
didn't
people.
the
We pay
January
you.
6 people say the same thing? We're
That's exactly
taxpayers. We let us in.
Well, they were prison, yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene, they went down there. They wouldn't let them in.
That's the thing. Maxine Waters thinks that though. She's like, I'm Congress. I pay you. It's like, no, bitch.
No, you don't pay.
I pay them.
I pay you, and then I pay them too. You
Yeah.
don't pay shit.
Yeah. And this is the problem. This is the problem. Is these folks don't give a fuck about their voters.
I don't even understand how these people in Texas keep voting her in.
California.
Oh yeah, Maxine
is
Waters
California.
is. Yeah, I'm thinking of the other crazy bitch in Texas too. There's one there too.
Oh, what about the one from Massachusetts? Ian Hurst Ali. Oh, the Middle Eastern woman with the bald head. She's one of the squad.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't remember her name?
No.
With the
Right?
towel head.
I want to say Ian Hersey Ali, but
Diana Presley. That's the one with the long hair. The one that married her brother.
Yes,
Ilhan.
the one who married
Ilhan
Omar.
Ilhan Omar. She married her brother. So
that's the Muslim thing to do, isn't it? Marry your brother.
As long as they're 9-year-old.
It got him into the country.
Okay. Did anyone else read this article that was shared about Denmark putting their foot down over Greenland becoming American?
I did.
Okay, so okay. Did you laugh as hard as I did when Denmark's going to stop the United States from doing anything?
They're not going to stop shit. They're getting the EU to send their navy to Denmark to protect them. You know? Oh no, not the EU Navy.
Yeah. Oh, the EU.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I got a good laugh out of this. Like Denmark's gonna. First of all, it would come to realistically, if this was gonna happen, Trump would have ask for a vote in Greenland to see what the Greenlanders want to do.
Well, that's what everybody says would have to happen. I think that Greenland would definitely take some kind of status like Puerto Rico or Guam in a heartbeat.
I'll make a mistake, but that just means they have certain responsibilities too.
Right.
You know?
Well, they're better off as a territory.
Depending on how you look at it, you don't get to vote for president if you're a
They don't.
territory.
The territories don't care about that.
Yeah.
Only DC cares about that.
That's a good point. Puerto Rico keeps getting off its statehood, and they don't want it.
They get more. They get more money from the welfare system because they're not a state. They don't have, and they don't pay federal taxes.
Who you say is worried about being a federal property? DC.
Yeah, DC keeps wanting to vote for president.
After Dutch goes through, I don't think there's gonna be many of them left in DC. All the government employees. Doge. Yeah. What did I say? Dutch.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I think it's gonna, dude. That city's gonna change completely.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, mate.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I just did. I clicked something I shouldn't have. That's for sure.
It was a good move by Donald Trump Jr., but did you see him go over to bloody Greenland with Charlie Kirk and that 2 days after the election?
No.
Yeah, when they were over in Greenland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. That's right.
Charlie Kirk, man, I like him.
Mate, he's right in tune, that Charlie Kirk.
Well, the thing is,
he played a big part in the election.
Charlie Kirk knows too much. Like he's going to turn into a Ben Shapiro. In terms of you're going to disagree with something he has to say, and you're not going to be able to prove him wrong no matter what. And that's always frustrating. But Kirk knows what he's talking about. He's very accurate with his data. I got a feeling we're going to see him in the political race in 10 years.
Yeah. I think so too, mate.
Look out for him.
He's a big part on a lot of bloody MAGA huts back in the universities and that, colleges.
Hey, he's doing a lot of the college scene, debating students. All right. So apparently, Panama is actually agreeing to end their deal with China over their canal after Rubio went and visited them. This was something that Trump had brought up too. Was the Panama? Is like we spent all this time building the Panama Canal, and now you're basically going to give it to China
because they violated the treaty.
Yeah, well, I believe we built the Panama Canal and then collected enough tolls to pay for what it cost to build it, and then gave it to Panama.
Well, then right after this thing came out, Panama said they didn't agree to anything with us yet. So
I was about to say, all right, well then, how about the United States just stops using the canal? But they really could easily enough.
Yeah, we're one of the main users of the canal.
Yeah, but realistically, we could just repair our rail system and ship everything from one coast to the other on trains instead of cutting through the canal.
Well, the Navy can't do that.
No, we could transport goods through rail across the country and then get on a ship instead of cutting through the canal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking Never mind. I was thinking the Suez. No, yeah, no.
Well,
Panama is the one down in South America, right?
Yeah,
Central. Yeah.
Central
Yeah,
America.
okay.
Yeah,
Suez is the one
Africa.
over by Egypt.
yeah. Suez.
Run by the British. Well, used to.
Yeah, so we could actually stop using the Panamanian Canal if we really wanted to.
Right.
It would cost us a couple bucks, yeah, but how much money is Panama going to lose by not collecting the tolls from American ships?
Yeah.
The
Big dollars in
crazy
that
thing
canal.
is, what American ships need to go through the Suez Canal? Realistically,
Never
uh,
mind.
goods from California going to Europe and Africa. Everything else would just go right across the Pacific or cut across the Atlantic.
Okay.
Huh. We'll see how this works out. We've been talking about the canal for a while.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay. I brought it up last time we spoke. I was wrong about these hostages taken by Hamas. I assumed they were all dead.
Well, a good majority of them seem to be dead.
Well, yeah, 2 more just got released, right?
Yeah.
Or 3.
3.
Am I supposed to
2.
do Keith
Well, an
Sideways?
American and 2 other hostages, so 3. But this
Yeah.
American Israeli has lived in Israel for like 3 decades.
All right. I got nothing against that, I guess.
No.
But yeah, I assumed that all of these hostages were executed within hours.
They kept
Looks
them
like
around for political chips, for the longest
well,
time.
that I had figured that by the time the
I
war
mean,
was
look at how
formed,
many hostages Hamas is releasing compared to Israel.
Oh yeah.
The numbers are ridiculous.
well, Israel took prisoners in war. Hamas took hostages by attacking a civilian population. There's a difference.
Okay.
Brian, man, you might want to get your prostate checked out if you're getting up to pee again.
I'm not. I'm getting another beer.
All right. I keep mine right next to me.
So do I. The refrigerator's right there.
All right. So
I've only got up to pee one time during the show
all right. Just give me a hard
so
time.
far, but the seal has been broken. So look out. Look it out.
I got Ziploc. Mine's resealable.
Yeah, okay.
But okay, so we brought this up a couple times with the North Korean troops getting involved in the Russia-Ukraine situation.
Yeah, everybody was really worried about them.
Yeah, and we kind of laughed it off.
Yeah.
It looks like they're withdrawing themselves from the front lines.
Yeah, they don't want to be there.
They've suffered such heavy losses.
This
They're
is
out.
not helping.
We're out of here.
This is not helping Kim Jong-un's argument.
No.
No.
Is China just as bad, or is it just North Korea?
That's a good question. Maybe that's why
Because-
China's not involved because they realize they're not actually training their guys. I don't know.
Dude, when's the last time China got involved with the actual conflict?
Yeah, but they got a 1,000,000-man army, so that's
It
what.
doesn't matter.
So what?
Yeah. They haven't
go
seen
ahead.
war.
Go ahead and get your 1,000,000-man army to the United States.
And it's not gonna help. It's not.
How are you gonna get them here?
Yeah.
You gonna fly them? You gonna ship them on ships?
Most
No,
likely, that's the only way.
All right. So I see an armada carrying a 1,000,000-man army across the Pacific Ocean. You don't think my submarines are doing something?
Hmm.
There's no way you're gonna bring 1,000,000 men to the United States from China. No way.
Okay.
Now they may be able to do something to get the United States distracted or divided. An example would be like attacking Australia. All right. You would draw a ton of American attention, like, oh, fuck you. That's our big brother who's kind of a pussy. So we got to protect him. Yes, repeat offender. I did that on purpose.
Thanks, brother.
Our big brother,
We got,
but kind
Crocs
of a bitch. You
up
didn't,
north,
you didn't
mate.
do it. Same thing I say to Scottish folk. I'm like, you guys are pussies. Like, what? I'm like, when I was up there, I was like, you guys are a bunch of pussies. You fought a 400-year war for independence.
And
then
you're
just
not
say, yeah, we're
independent.
done. Yeah, we're done. I'll show you guys were thrown out like fucking garbage.
Yeah, you were prisoners.
And you're still saying God save the king.
Mate, we're Australian.
Meanwhile, the United States revolted over a 3% tax on tea.
And now there's talk there should be another revolt over things in the U.S. because it's a lot more than 3%.
Oh,
And that's something I brought up several times. The revolution got kicked off over a 3% tax on tea because Boston said fuck this and threw the tea in the harbor. And that's what sparked a whole bunch of then the shot heard around the world from Lexington and Concord.
Yep.
Then the Battle of Bunker Hill. Again, like I said, there was like an hour of just Boston history for the revolution.
You've been watching the History Channel.
Yeah. Well, and I grew up next to it too,
Yeah. So you see that we're starting to actually get real hostages released around the world now. We're not focused on Brittany Griner anymore. We got people freed from Venezuela.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And what's his name there? The Silk Road guy got let out too.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He got his prison. That was something Trump promised the libertarians when he showed up at their convention.
And they laughed at him. He's like, I will pardon him. And then exactly when he was up there to pardon, he's like, I'm not even 100% sure who this guy is, but everyone assures me. he's, and I promised him I would do it, so here it is.
He did it. Yeah. Do you think that gains the Republicans' votes down the road from the libertarians because of that? Or does it depend on the candidate?
Only if they're MAGA.
Okay. Well, JD Vance is going to be MAGA.
That's the key. Is I think JD Vance has a good chance of winning the next one, assuming this one goes well.
Uh-huh.
Look, you look at all your bloody people Trump's put into place now. All he's got to do in these next 2 years, mate, just deliver his promises, what he said he's going to give.
He doesn't have 2 years.
Oh, no, they've got 2 years like the House and the bloody Senate.
Yeah, this House and the Senate, we don't know how it's going to flip.
Realistically,
people are going to start campaigning next year, and they're not going to be focused on their jobs in D.C.
12 to 18 months. They got to be
got 18 months at the most.
Whatever they got there, mate, I'll tell you what, he's delivering already. It's only been, 19 days?
Yeah, now we're on 3 weeks now, and it's crazy.
The problem is they're all executive orders. An executive order can be undone by another executive order.
The House of Representatives pushed a law, they proved something on their side that said that a president can't executive order banning on drilling for oil.
Yeah, I saw that. You cannot use an executive order to ban oil drilling.
So if the Senate approves it, Trump will sign it, and that'll be like Obamacare. It'll be a whole lot harder to get rid of because it'll be an actual law and not an executive order.
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. The whole executive order.
That's been our biggest gripe about the executive orders. Every time a new administration comes in that doesn't agree with your executive orders, with a swipe of a pen, they're gone.
Quote Obama.
Yep, exactly.
It just takes a swipe of my pen to get this stuff done. He was the one who made the executive orders a thing, like a big deal thing. It was supposed to be, we got this law coming into effect. It's going to take 18 months to happen that way. So I'm going to do an executive order to make it happen tomorrow.
Right.
And that's what it was supposed to be. And now it's turning into the president's fucking writing a law.
Yeah.
And that's not the way it's supposed to work.
Whether the law is good or the law is bad, they don't care. It's whatever the president says goes. It's like almost making the president a dictator.
King.
Only for one day. Only for one day.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Only for one day.
I said only for one day.
Yeah.
You want to be a dictator for one day.
Well,
and
El Salvador. God.
That was a big joke that Trump did, and it spun the Dems off crazy, like, you know. I'm gonna be a Democrat. I'm gonna be a dictator for a day and get retribution. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose their heads?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like they're
did.
still quoting that, and it's like, okay, that one day is come and gone.
Yeah.
You know, just like these climate change folk. Like the world, I mean, the problem is they're getting dumb, and now they're saying the world's gonna end in 5 years. At least
No, you got to do the Al Gore method and make it past your lifetime, so you can't be held accountable for it.
exactly. They used to do it so it's past I'm dead. So it's oh, at least I wasn't wrong when I was alive to be proven wrong.
Right.
Like Greta Thunberg is like, how dare you? How dare you?
Greta
Uh
Thunberg's not even a thing anymore.
no, she's too busy calling the Jews terrible names.
Yeah, she doesn't worry. She's not. She doesn't care about the climate anymore. She's probably flying around in a private jet.
Yeah.
I
It's funny
remember
when
when
that
she sailed across the country, across the Atlantic on a sailboat because she refused to fly here.
yeah, but meanwhile she was followed by a fleet of carbon fiber vessels so to protect her. Like, we're not gonna let you drown because you're, a 17-year-old autistic girl. More oil was used to make these vessels than would it cost to fly her.
It's the principle.
But that's the thing is these assholes who fly around the world and tell us we're ending the world, they're the
They're
ones
doing it on their
using all the
private
oil.
jets. When they go to that climate change summit in the Middle East, there's like 5 million private jets there.
Yeah, I brought this up recently how the 1% used up their quote carbon
Carbon.
rations for the year already in a couple days. It's like because they're the ones saying we need to cut down our carbon footprint, and they're the ones making the carbon footprint.
Right.
Jesus Christ! I bet I burn. I bet my carbon footprint is smaller than anyone who complains about it right now.
Yeah, probably right.
Now I drive an hour once a month to Walmart. I drive into town once a week, which is about 12 minutes to get some basic groceries. And besides that, I'm in my house running off the grid, which, yeah, okay, that's a carbon footprint. Yes, but so isn't anyone complaining about it is attached to the grid too, you know?
Where are you gonna get your solar panels?
Yeah, I looked into them again recently
Too
because
much.
they had the subsidies in mass, and I looked at it and I was like, eh, it's gonna take me like 25 years to get this money back, you know?
Was that with a battery or just without the battery?
That was with a battery, but the cost was gonna cost me to put on there to
Yeah,
install it. It was gonna take me like 25 years to get I was like, this is like a fucking mortgage.
it is. It really is. And the way they're selling in Virginia is they don't even sell them with the batteries. And I'm like, 'cause my brother got it without the battery. I'm like, well, what's the point of it? If you're gonna have solar, you need a battery too.
Yeah, yeah.
You're on the grid after it gets dark. So you're
You live
drawing
in
power
Virginia.
from the power
Yeah,
company then.
you live in Virginia, dude. Um, you want solar energy when it's sunny out because you don't have a battery. You can't collect it. You want solar energy when it's sunny out? Put in a fucking skylight,
Yeah.
Like
right?
today, it was cloudy all day, so I guarantee he didn't make any of his own power today.
Oh. If you want to be warm when the when the sun's out, go out when the sun is out.
So, what do you think about El Salvador offering to house violent criminals and deportees of any nationality?
Makes me a little concerned about the welfare of El Salvador or the prisoners they may be willing to house.
Well, here in another article we don't have included in here is Gitmo.
Yeah, I don't know what I think of that. Uh, Shipping these migrants to Gitmo. Uh, I'm not necessarily against it because they're not citizens.
Right.
Well, at the same time, you send it back to the country. Okay, this is what happened in Salvador when Bill Clinton was deported a lot of their criminals and stuff. a lot of gang members, when they put it back to Salvador, they created MS-13, and that's what
Yeah.
happened. So when you start sending criminals from here over back to the original country, they didn't violate any local laws, so they're innocent. So they're probably gonna have the same effect that happened in Salvador back. If you send this criminal back to the country origins, they're not gonna get arrested, nothing,
So how
because
much we paying El Salvador to take our deportees away?
depends how they negotiate things. Because right
I
now, every gang member, he came out with this thing called no idle time. So if you're a less violent criminal, you work your way out of prison. So you have to do something constructed, and it's learn a skill, something like that, and then whatever time you offer, it goes against your sentence and stuff like that. So you get, like, you shave off some of your time.
What if you're not? What if you're violent in prison?
They just stay, like a really violent one. They just stay in prison.
Okay.
well,
They-
this next one, Brian. Uh, I'm not even sure what foreign nation this is, but I'm pretty sure I agree with their president. They're
It's
saying that
Colombia.
they're saying cocaine is only legal because it's made in Latin America. We need to legalize it.
what?
Yeah. Colombia president, blah, blah, Petro, claimed Tuesday that cocaine is only illegal around the world because it's produced in Latin American countries and that legalizing it would help strip power from the cartels.
Why
He's
doesn't
probably
Colombia make it legal then?
he's probably better with them. That's why.
No, but this guy is saying that the rest of the world is racist.
Yeah.
He's a fucking leftist. That's
Is
why.
it legal? But is it legal? Is it
No, it's
legal
not
in his
legal in
country?
Colombia. Of course not.
So he's racist too.
He
No,
needs to he needs to practice what he preaches, make it legal in Colombia and see what happens, and then maybe the rest of the world will follow suit.
Oh man, I miss cocaine.
Never tried it.
you don't like it. You
Yep.
just like
Bullshit. Almost came out your nose there, huh? Oh, been a long time. I'm not a kid anymore.
No, not at all.
Oh shit. All right, you want to
No,
go through all this stuff? There's a lot more still.
no, we don't have to. You can stop
Well,
whenever you want to stop.
I'll bring up that the 60 Minutes interview that Trump brought up.
Yeah, and then he
Uh,
sued CBS over, and they finally
CBS,
caved, and
yeah, CBS handed over their documents to the FCC, and the
Trump was
FCC,
right.
yeah, and the FCC's like, no, you definitely edited this and altered it to make her look better. We brought this up when it happened because we watched the clips that came out, and then the
And we're like, no
actual.
way, this is the real clips.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. Pentagon. I don't give a fuck. Oh, pardon me. Now, Chuck Todd's leaving NBC. Don't care.
Oh,
Jim Acosta.
he's already got his podcast going.
Jim Acosta, yeah. It's
Nobody's gonna listen. He's gonna have less listeners and viewers than we've got.
yeah.
But because he's got a name, he'll get somebody to pay for it for a little while.
What about the plane crash into the helicopter in DC?
Did we talk about this?
no, it
No.
was recently.
That's where we should go next and
Mhm.
wrap the show up
Yeah.
there.
I have a strong feeling that a lot of this has to do with the fact that military and civilian channels organizations use different channels.
Well,
No.
there's a couple other factors involved here too.
Yes.
One is that the Reagan Tower didn't have enough people. They didn't have somebody totally dedicated monitoring helicopter traffic.
Yeah,
And
saw that.
it's come out that the electronic location system was turned off in the Black Hawk.
To tell
Well,
the
military
altitude.
aircraft.
Yeah, but they're still equipped with it, and they're flying around in
Yeah,
Yeah.
public airspace. It should be
every
turned on
civilian
for that.
every civilian aircraft is automatically you got no choice to turn it off. Military one they do, and they turn it off, and that's why they couldn't see the altitude or what the altitude of the helicopter
And
was.
apparently they were flying way too high. They weren't cleared to fly at 400 feet, and they were.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I finally listened to another episode of the No Agenda show.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, he's all about, he's a helicopter pilot and an aircraft pilot.
And a
So,
plane pilot,
yep,
yes. And Adam Curry explained to me that different altitudes are used for traveling in different directions.
yep.
As you go higher up, that you're supposed to travel like from north to south. Then a certain height, you switch from like north to south to like east to west,
And this plane also requested you use the short runway,
which means it
which,
had to turn around.
yep, yep, and fly right over the Potomac.
mm.
Uh, and then there was that wreck in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a medical plane went down.
Yeah. Gee Louise, did you see the wreckage from that?
Shit, I was like in a minute, like what the hell is going on? I was getting notification. I
Like
was,
a dude on the ground died.
yeah, I guess it wasn't for the plane. It was the fire. He couldn't get out of his vehicle.
The fire that spread from it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jeez, houses burned down, cars burned down.
Yeah, it was like you just driving, getting some drive through, and next thing a plane crashed next to
The
you. Like,
plane lands on you.
yeah.
Crazy.
Oh man, that's just
But what it's saying is probably the pilots got haze out, grays out. You cannot tell where's the horizon is, so that's why they went down quick as hell.
yeah. From what I understand, something went wrong very quickly. It
They,
was like
they
within
didn't,
30 seconds.
yeah, they
They,
didn't check they didn't use the instrument flying. They used the visual, and that's what it got grays out. And that's what
oh,
Kennedy,
Sam,
Sent the JFK died from Junior. When he was flying through the New England South,
He
he
was flying
couldn't.
to Martha Vineyard.
Yeah, he couldn't
yeah,
tell where's the horizon is, so that's how he ended up crashing. It's such
yeah.
a
That's
high
why you're supposed to
speed,
use
such a
that's why you're
high,
supposed to use your gear.
yeah, such a high speed that his body, everybody's body was uh concave backwards. The spine and
Mm,
yeah.
all right. Well, Brian,
Yes.
I think that's our show.
All right.
Let's pinch it.
Got it.